kind of doing two in one, as we'll be talking about Martinmas and Armistice Day or Remembrance Day, as they both kind of tie in together. As it would be easy to do the two in one over them separately. So here we go. Starting off with Martinmas, as it's been better known since 1918 as Armistice Day, as November the 11th is also the feast of St. Martin or Martinmas, and it's a Christian feast to commemorate the death of the burial of the 4th century St. Martin of Tours. As famous for his generosity towards drunken beggars to whom he shared his cloak, St. Martin is a patron saint of beggars, drunkards and the poor, and his feast day falls during the wine harvest in Europe, and he's also the patron saint of wine growers and innkeepers. And in the pub and all is generally where you find a pub, especially over here. As Martinmas coincides with the gathering of the harvest during the Middle Ages, it was a time for feasting to celebrate the end of autumn and the start of the preparations for what is now winter. As Martinmas, beef salted to preserve it for the winter was produced from the cattle slaughtered at this time, and it was traditionally goose and beef were the meats of the choice for the celebrations, along with foods such as black pudding and haggis. As Martinmas is also a Scottish term day, as a Scottish legal year is divided into 4 terms and quarter days: Candlemas, Whitsunday, Lammas and Martinmas. On these days, servants would be hired, rent would be due, and contracts would begin or end. Interestingly, therefore, Martinmas was also a time of hiring fairs, at which agricultural labourers and farmhands would seek employment. One of the most famous Martinmas fairs was in a place called Nottingham, which used to run for 8 days, with people coming from all over Europe to trade and to meet. And like with Swithin's Day, this is St. Swithin's Day. This day is also associated with weather predictions, which many involve ducks or geese, which was one of the symbols of St. Martin of Tours. As the legend goes that whilst trying to avoid being ordained bishop, St. Martin hid a goose in a goose pen, and to be betrayed by the squawking of the geese. And around Europe, many people still celebrate Martinmas with roasting a goose for the dinner and all. And according to folklore, if the weather is warm on St. Martin's Day, then a harsh winter will follow, and mostly if the weather of Martinmas is icy, and then by the time Christmas came around, it would be a lot warmer. So yeah. And it goes like, if the ducks do slide at Martinmas, at Christmas they will swim. If ducks do swim at Martinmas, at Christmas they will slide. And ice before Martinmas, enough to bear a duck the rest of winter, is sure to be muck. And if geese by Martin's Day stood on ice, they will walk in mud at Christmas. And but like Martinmas and now kind of it's like here's how it kind of ties in with Armistice Day or Remembrance Day. And it can be Remembrance or Armistice Day or Veterans Day or whatever you want to call it from where you are. It's also on the 11th of November, as it can be informally known as Poppy Day, and it's a memorial day that is observed by the Commonwealth of Nations to kind of remember the end of World War I, to remember the members of your armed forces who died in the line of duty, and following a tradition inaugurated by King George V in 1919. The day is also marked by war remembrance in many non-Commonwealth countries, and as Remembrance Day is observed on the 11th of November in most countries to call the end of the hostilities of World War One on the date in 1918. So yeah, a century ago it was created. And hostilities formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, in accordance with the armistice signed by the representatives of the German, of Germany and the entities between 5:12 and 5:10 in the morning. And at the 11th hour refers to the passing of the 11th hour, or 11 a.m. And the First World War officially ended after the Treaty of Versailles was signed on the 28th of June 1919, and the memorial evolved out of Armistice Day, which continues to be marked by the same day, 11th of November. And the initial Armistice Day was observed at Buckingham Palace, commencing with King George V hosting a banquet of honour of the President of the French Republic, France for short, during the evening of the 10th of November 1919, and the first official Armistice Day was subsequently held on the grounds of Buckingham Palace the following morning, and the red remembrance poppy has become a familiar emblem of the Remembrance Day to the poem In Flanders Field, written by Canadian physician Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, and after reading the poem, Marina Michael, professor of the University of Georgia, wrote the poem We Shall Keep the Faith, and swore to wear the red poppy on our anniversary, and the custom spread to Europe and the countries of the British Empire and Commonwealth within 3 years, as Madame Anne E. Guerin tirelessly promoted the practice in Europe and the British Empire. In the UK, Major George Harrison fostered the cause to support of General Haig. Poppies were worn for the first time in 1921, in the 1921 anniversary ceremony. At the first real poppies were worn, and these poppies bloomed across some of the worst battlefields in Flanders in World War One, and the brilliant red colour became a symbol of the blood spilled during the war. So yeah, that is Michaelmas and Armistice Day wrapped into one for you. And yeah, I'll see you later for news and all. And yeah, bye for now, and rest in peace those who died in any war that we can all think of. Any war, uprising, rebellion, whatever, revolution. Rest in peace. So yeah, au revoir for now, and I'll see you all later for the news.